Hello, everyone. So, we'll simply continue from where we left it yesterday. We had agreed that we'll be going through what we had gone through on our initial lessons, our previous lessons. Because at least for the sake of those students which joined us maybe after a month, or even if you were late by 2 weeks or even a week, you'll find that we had started with some of the lessons which were very important. So we'll wanted to focus on those lessons on weekends, that is the Saturday and Sunday, Thursday and Friday, maybe Thursday theory, and then Friday maybe we continue with something which maybe we need also to where we need to concentrate as we prepare ourselves for the BDA exam, which is now a month, or it is exactly 1 month from today. And then you know that we have only 3 lessons in a week. So if you can count the number of the lessons. That is why it is very important for us to sacrifice. I know even for you people, it is not easy, but sometimes sacrificing is something very important. So you sacrifice, at least you get something small. So without wasting time, we'll go straight away to the where we were on the other time. I remember yesterday morning, early morning, we handled about the variables, the data tables. We realized that data table is a very important component of business and data analytics. So if you are okay with Microsoft Excel, you will be in a position to deal with any question which deals with the data tables. If you have the intermediate knowledge of data tables in Microsoft Excel, you don't need a lot of knowledge. You don't need even the BT actually for you to solve any question to do with the variable, data tables for that case. But now for our case, we are not doing Excel. We are just applying. Excel is just the tool. I will be using it to do what? To do our work. And then what I wanted also you people to know, when you are learning this BDA subject, I'm happy for some students, they are consistent in class, and then I have identified them. So, and then being consistent in class does not mean that you don't have any other thing to do at home, but at least you do what? You are sacrificing. So I'm telling you, you are not only sacrificing to pass the business and data analytics, but also you can equip yourself in Microsoft Excel so that if you go outside there, you will be competitive. Because without nowadays knowing this application, you'll find that you will be having a challenge. Even if you have the masters, you have all the papers. It is not about the papers, it is about, do you know how to do reconciliation in Microsoft Excel? This is the tool inatumika kwa serikali ya Kenya. So ukienda kwa any government, in any government office, they use Microsoft Excel. So you need to be very okay in Excel. Even if you want it to be DCI, you need to go to be employed in KRA. The first thing, the thing they require is Microsoft Excel. So I also request you people, once you are done with your BDA paper and then you pass it, because I know that you will pass, you will make sure that you make arrangement to enroll for Excel class, so that I will take you maybe through even the normal Excel, the intermediate, and then also the advanced, so that you can equip yourself in this tool well. Okay, so let us go and then now concentrate on what we are supposed to do today, because it is from now to 6. So, and I believe and I trust that we will do a lot. I believe and I trust that we will do a lot. I can see at least we have a good number of students, of which it is good. And then musiangalie mtu wako, wengine wanasema we are relying on the YouTube what. It is okay. Hata wewe bado ukimaliza class, you can still go to that YouTube and then you do it. and then you can do your research. The goodness of joining a live class is that you will be in a position to ask a question, and then you'll be answered that question instantly, not postponing it that nikienda class nitauliza mwalimu. So today, I wanted us to apply now the whatever we learned yesterday, that is the data tables, because I remember we did all the data tables, that is the one variable data table and two variable data table. And then don't let these things to confuse you. One variable data table, as I had said yesterday, it is one input cell. Inamaanisha it is only one variable. One variable, unaenda their values, and that one variable, that values you have entered, it will solve many of your problems. And then by now, if I talk about solving of many of your problems, you will know what I mean. You know what I mean, like what we did yesterday. This one, you use it when you are dealing with what? When you are dealing with loan or when you are dealing with an investment. So what I mean by investment, when you are dealing things like the mortgage. So you'll find that kama ni years, tunafaa tuangalie if it's about the years, what we actually say is one, if I borrow a loan, like for example, or if I take an investment of 2 million or even 3 million or even 5 million or even 10 million, and then I need to be paid to pay it, like for example, assumption that maybe you will pay it for 15 years, like the way we had used it yesterday. What if another, if you need, for example, to pay to take the same amount, and then now you need to to pay it in a lesser period or in a higher period. So you'll find that all the periods, that only one input cell will give you the solution, and then it can give you a very a detailed information about it, about the repayment per month, which we use the BMT. The BMT function, actually it's a payment. The full name of the BMT is a payment. It is just a short for, it is just initials for payment, but it is payment. So the formula we use to calculate that. So, and then also maybe you need to know how many, how the total of the loan you will be paying it, maybe at the end of or at the end of you paying your loan. You need also to know the interest you pay by the end of your loan and many other things. You'll find that that one input cell can do what? Can answer your questions. And then also tuliangalia something to do with the data, the two variable data table. And then these two data is a two-way, two variable data table, or sometimes we refer it as a two-way data table. So ukisikia two-way data table or two variable data table, it is one and the same thing. And then don't forget students also on how we do it, on how we can link our data, So let me just zoom in so that maybe we'll be in a position to see that question, can see that question well. So maybe if you are using the phone also, you can be scrolling, so that so I wanted to ask, maybe we use less than 5 minutes. We use less than 5 minutes, because it is something we did yesterday. So you will be expecting, what do we call, the questions you will be asked by the examiner. So maybe what will be said by examiner, they will give you something like that, the one you are seeing in your screen. So this was this was a pilot, this is a pilot paper, which was piloted in December 2022, last year. Question number, it is question number, pilot paper, it is question number 20 what? Is it question number 20 what? It is question number 20, it is question number what, Apple? So it is a business and data analytics practical paper, pilot paper. Question number what? Kindly can somebody assist us with the question number what? Apple is checking, but all of us, we need to contribute. It is not only one person. Kindly, can we confirm that question? It is part B of the question. Is it question number 23? Is it question number 23? So let me, maybe as we wait for confirmation, but I guess it is question number 23. It is question number 23, part B. But now I wanted us to do this for the data tables, and then immediately we go to the what? To the scenario analysis, and then we do what we call the call-seek, and then now you will solve that question entirely. You will solve that question from question number 1 to the last question, to the last question, to the last question, and then you make sure that your past papers is not far from you, especially when you attend a BDA class. Make sure that your question is what? Is not far from you. Okay, so what I wanted us to do is one, don't change the format. I know we have many videos. We have many videos now online. All most of the lecturers which teach the BDA also, they do what? They do upload their videos. Yeah, thank you very much, Rita. It is question number 23B. Yeah, it is question number 23B. But by the end of today's lesson, because I wanted us to do pole pole, we don't have araka. We don't want to do it we do it slowly, because we have agreed that weekend classes, that is Saturday and Sunday, let us sacrifice, at least we try to do what? We use the what? We use the previous past papers to apply it with whatever we have. You already have the concept in class, and then even if repeating as many times as we could before we do the exam, so be it. We have to do it so that at least we will be prepared. And then also maybe we can agree before you do the paper, we can agree on the questions. Maybe we say for our case, nione watu wameelewa topics gani zana, but you make sure also you try as much as possible also to mwangalie. I've not taught you people now about the application of BDA in financial reporting, and then financial accounting, and then auditing, and then taxation, because that area will be handled by somebody else. Somebody else will be handled that, but we can as well try it. We can as well try it as we, because I think as after 2 weeks from now, also you will be assisting new people, Mr. Chuma. Okay, so I wanted us to go straight away to that question. So I wanted us to use this format. When you will be doing your exam, don't just use any other format. Just use a format that you are familiar with. You know, I'll not force you, but that is my suggestion as your teacher. Make sure that if you get anything to do with the data tables, make sure that you have that format provided you. So make sure that you have the inputs and then you have the outputs. Some teachers, they do combine all of them. They refer them as what? As variables. They can list all the variables required to solve that question. But me, I'm requesting you people, let us just have our format to be like the way, to be like this one, to be the way it is, so that tukue unique. And then also at least ukiona kitu kama hiyo ndio unakumbuka kenye huwa tulikuwa tunafanya kwa class. So now this is a two variable. If you read that question, assume that an investor takes an investment loan of 150 million. Assume that an investor takes an investment loan of Kenya shillings, 150 million. The loan is for 48 months at the annual interest rate of 15%. So that 15% students, it is rate by annum. It is not per month, which the bank translate to a monthly rate over 15 divided by 12. I think that one we had done that concepts in class. and then which is equivalent now to the what? If you convert it to percentage, it will be 1.25% per month. So the interest yenye mtu atakuwa analipa per month is 1.25. The payment are to be made at end of each of the next 48 months. So this one, it is not 180 months, the way we have been using. That is a sample we have been using as a destiny. So huwa tulikuwa tunatumia hii 2 million, but you need now to, we need to, we modify and then to work at that input, and then required, calculate the monthly payment on the loan. Calculate the monthly payment in the loan. From today onwards, if you are calculating the repayment, we use the payment function. That is the BMT. That is the BMT. And then now, Roman number 2, assume that you have the following options to negotiate with the bank. So there is 2 options there, students. There are 3 options. I mean, we have option number 1, which annual interest rate is 15%. And then the terms is 48 months. So that is the highest, if I'm not wrong. No. It is not the highest. So option number 2 is the rate is 18, and then the interest, the term, you will be paying for 60 months. And then we have also option number 3, which the annual interest rate is 13, and then the terms is 36 months. The terms is 36 months. So now, students, this thing is very simple, and I don't want us to struggle with this. We need to forget about this, and then we do something we do something else, because I think this one tutamalizana nayo today once and for all. And for the all students, the 10 students who are in class, I'm almost 100% sure that by the end of today's lesson, you will be handling that question like Nini, like, it will be something very simple for you. If at least we do it together and then we agree. And then if you have a suggestion, or if you have an opinion for that, the same, there's no problem, you can raise it. We are in class, and then our class is interactive. It is not a recorded thing where you will not be, you always release a question. And then you people, you are professionals. Level male mumefika mbali sana. You people, you have you are a CBF finalist. So in terms of the accounting part, I think that one you are okay. So it is only applying this tool now, which Kasneb introduced recently, which for my case I appreciate, because at least nimepata kazi. Maybe I'm also requesting, maybe they can maybe introduce things like the accounting systems. I will also be appreciative. Okay, so now let us focus on today's lesson, not stories. So the first thing we should do is that we need to capture the variables. So the first variables is the loan amount. So maybe we can say loan amount, or we can say investor takes investment loan. So maybe I can say investment loan. So investment loan amount. Investment loan amount So investment loan amount as per the question paper is 150,000. Is 150,000. Or it is okay. It is 150. Okay, that one is 1 point. I need to add 1 0. I need to add 1 0. So okay, 1 more 0. So that is what? That is the investment loan amount. That is the investment loan amount. And then another variable which we need to capture there is what? The annual interest. So the annual interest. So the annual interest, it is the interest rate. It is the interest rate per year. So the annual interest rate by year, we can just modify there. It is what? It is 15. It is 15, it is not 4. The 4 is the one tulikuwa tunatumia for our example. And then for this, we can maybe kidogo tu. So that itakuwa visible. So this one you can remove the decimal places. This is where you can remove your decimal places. We can as well increase if need be, but now let it be 15. And then also something else which we need to capture there in that question. I'm talking about this question. I'm talking about this. I'm talking about that question. I'm talking about this question. So something else we need to capture is the monthly interest rate. The monthly interest rate tutafanya huku kwa output. The monthly interest rate. Wacha nisongeshe hii kidogo, and then I hope you people you have it from your end. Wacha nisongeshe kidogo so that I'll be in a position to have these two windows at the same time. So for this question, we didn't see anywhere which was talking about the down payment. So we don't need this down payment. Remember this down payment tulikuwa tunatumia when we were doing the concepts of one variable data table or one-way data table and two-way data table. So definitely we do what? We delete this one because we don't need. We need only to capture the variables which we require to solve that question number 23 B. So, and then if we come to the repayment years as per the examiner question, it is what? It is how many years? So it is how many years? So it is how many years? It is actually 4 years. It is actually 4 years. It is actually 4 in terms of the years. So if you convert 48, if you divide it by 4, if you divide 48, if you divide it by 12, utaipata 4. And then also what we need to, which is very important there, is the monthly. It is the monthly periods. So it is monthly periods. I think to calculate the other side. So payment per year. So payment per year, it will not change. The payment per year will be definitely 12. So payment per year, payment per year is 12. So I think that is the information for the input. And then now if we come to the output, amount borrowed, so this one we don't need it. So I will just delete that row because we don't need it as per now. As per now, we don't require that. And then okay, so and then if we come to the what? If you come to the monthly rate, that one we can do it here. So equal sign, we say 15 divided by 12. We use the cell address formula, students, and then that is it. Mark, you know this one is still percentage. I can as well convert it is to percentage, and then if I increase the decimal places, I will definitely get 1 point that 1 point what 1.25 as it is indicated in the question, as indicated by the examiner. 1.2 is indicated by the examiner. So but I prefer it to be I'll just remove the decimal places, niweke number. Wacha niweke number, and then I do what? I had like that. So let it be like that. But if you use also the percentage, actually aina ngori. If you use the percentage, you'll find that it is still okay. It is still okay. Okay, so and then tukikuja kwa payment period, so it is also something we need to capture it, equal sign, and then we say 4 years. By here we have 12 months, we multiply it by this. So we'll get the 48th. And then monthly payment, the monthly payment is very important variable there, which you can see that it is question number 1. It is question number 1, calculate the monthly payment on the loan. Calculate the monthly payment on the loan. So which is question number 2, which is question number Roman 1, it has 2 marks. 2 marks is 2 marks matters a lot in the what? In the CASNEP. So that 2 marks inaweza kumake upite, ama ukipoteza 2 marks inaweza make uanguke vibaya sana. So now this one we need to calculate it. We need to calculate the, I don't know why my screen, or I can zoom. I don't know, nikizoom hivyo inaonekana students, nikiweka hivyo inaonekana. I can see it is visible. If it is not visible, you try to zoom it. So and then I will simply come to the what? To the monthly payment. So the monthly payment is equals to, we use what? We use the what? The BMT. We use the BMT. And then we have all agreed that the BMT stands for payment. BMT stands for payment. So maybe let me just explain it somewhere here, because I've had most of the students, they usually wananiuliza, mwalimu, hii BMT you keep on referring, inamaanisha nini? So the BMT stands for payment. BMT stands for payment. Stands for payment in context of financial calculation. In the context of financial calculation. In the context of financial calculation. So actually, from today onwards, the BMT, it is just a short form for what? It is just a short form for payment. So for us to get to solve the first question, that is question number Roman 1, calculate the monthly payment. Don't change the format. Even if ukienda kupata the concepts, maybe from your own research, ukifanya your own videos, but kindly, I'm requesting my students for Destiny to try, we focus on our what? We use our format. And then the advantage of using our format is that the moment ukitumia that thing, kama kuna kitu ulikuwa umesahau, unakumbuka tu, unaona hiyo memory. So equal sign, and then I can insert the BMT, which is here. And then so in this BMT also, some students, they still have some challenges. Don't allow this thing kusumbue, because once we are done with this, I will show you also the concepts of loan amortization. And there is something telling me that this sitting, they will in the what we call the data tables, they will be asking you a question in about maybe a one-way data table, or even they can still repeat ya two-way data table ilikuwa imetoka, but also they will tell you, can you prepare the loan amortization for that investor, for that investment loan, or for that specific loan. So immediately we are done with this. nitawaonyesha polepole on how to come up with a loan amortization. And then this loan amortization, let it not be only you cram it for the sake of passing the BD exam, but for the sake of even you applying whatever I'm teaching you people now in what? In your job. So the rate, because we have said it is a payment, it is a formula for payment, and then the payment is not yearly, it is monthly. So actually the rate, it is not rate per annum, but it is rate per what? Per month. So which is here, which is there. And then also we have the number of the periods. We have the number of the periods. So the likes of Abdi. So you have to be very keen where ulichelewa. Whatever I'm discussing now, au kukua. So maybe kuna wenye walikuwa. So saizi, this is your right time because I'm just repeating what I had done before. So, and then the number of the period students here, it is 48 because hatuwezi tumia the what? The payment by years. It is definitely this one. And then that is exactly what we did even in class. And then now, the monthly, and then the next thing is the what? It is the present value. When we are dealing with the what? With the BMT, it can be either the present value or the future value. So for our case here, we deal with the what? With the present value. And then since it is a payment, if I'll select it exactly like this and then I click OK, you know, unaona hapo chini inanionyesha negative. It is negative. But for the sake of our loan amortization, for the sake of our loan schedule, so it is advised that we do what? Unaona nikiweka hapo itakuwa nini? Itakuwa negative, of which that is the case, but we are advised that we need to weka nini? Negative. Unafaa uweke negative so that it will be a positive what? So that it will be a positive number. So students, we have now answered the question number what? We have now answered the question number, question Roman number one. Roman number one. So those 2 marks now we have it with us. We have already pocketed that Roman number one. Roman number one, we are okay. So calculate the what? The monthly payment on the loan. So the monthly payment for the loan is 4,174,612.24. So that is what? That is the monthly repayment on the loan as per that question. As per that question. I'm still repeating, students. I'm still repeating, and then I'm repeating this for the sake of my students. If you need to understand these things and you understand them well, don't keep on changing the way you do things. Just provided you have the concepts. So I'm saying, make sure that we use the format. We have the input and then we have the output. So there is no need of even of coming up with a fictitious variables or mixing all the variables in input and output. So, okay, so and then let us continue. So the next thing we are supposed to do, I don't think for our case here, we can as well do what? We can as well compute it, so we were not asked by the examiner. But if we need to calculate the total to repay loan, so it means that these 48 months, I multiply it by what? I multiply it by the monthly payment, and I press what? I press enter. Wow, that is it. So it means that you will be paying by the end of your payment of that investment. You would have paid how many? You would have paid 200,381,387.52. Utakuwa umelipa hiyo pesa yote. And then now, if you need also to calculate the what? If you need to calculate the interest, which is also something which you need to know. So it means that I will say, the total to repay loan minus the initial loan, so which is 50 million. Imagine you'll be paying an interest of 50,381,300 and what? Hiyo 3 million itachenga nyumba ingine. Inachenga nyumba mzuri sana. It will build you a very good house for that case. So my students, I think so far, so good. So far, so good. So far, so good. So now what I wanted us to do, I wanted us to...
Excuse me, Mwalimu.
Yes, yes.
Please repeat the total to repay loan.
Or the total to repay loan, eh?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so the total to repay loan is, you start with an equal sign, and then now this is what you will be paying per month. You will be paying per month 4,174,612.24. That is what you will be paying per month. And then you will be paying it for 48 months. So we use the sell at rest formula. We say this amount you will be paying per month, we multiply it by what? We multiply it by 48. We multiply it by 48, and then you press enter. And then that is it. Is it okay now, Rita? I don't know whether it is Rita ama ni nani ameuliza hiyo swali.
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you.
Okay, so and then now we need to go to the question. We need to go to the question so that we can also pocket the 4 marks you can see there. The 4 marks we can pocket. It is so simple. It is as simple as what we were doing yesterday. So what I will do, I wanted maybe, I think this one we are done with it. That was just something I was trying to explain. So now, if we come to the Roman number 2, assume that you have the following options to negotiate with the bank. So we have 3 options there. Option number 1, annual interest rate. We have 18 on a higher side and then 13 on a lower side. Then at the same time, we have the terms. That terms, it is in what? In months. That terms is in form of what? Months. We have the 60 on a higher side, then we have 36 on a lower side. We have 36 on a lower side. We have 36 on a lower side. So now my question is, do we need to maybe we come up with maybe things like the annual incremental rate? I don't think. Then also maybe start rate or start term. No, it is only a matter of doing what? We know that it is 2 variable data table. That is why you can see there down there. If you can see the question, you can see the question here. The question says what? The question says use a 2-way data table to determine which option would be the most favorable to the investor. So it is 2-way data table. It is 2-way data table. So that should come to your mind. It is 2-way data table. So kama ni 2-way data table, where utajua tu utatumia the what? The column, and then utatumia the column, utatumia the row input and then the column input at the same time. So now let us start with the column input. Of it, the column input I'm suggesting, it is just a suggestion from myself. So I'm suggesting for that, we use the what? The terms, years, ni kama vile tulikuwa tunatumia the years, the terms tutumie the column 1. So, and then for our case there, we need to capture the what? The terms I'm talking about, the 36 months, the 48 months, and then the 60 months. So what I mean, do we need, we can, what I'm interested in, provided the 36, the 60, and then the 48 is captured. That is what I'm interested in. Ukitumia method yoyote, ukitumia any incremental, if you say inafaa increase by 2, kama ina increase by 6, kama ina increase by 8, provided you capture the what? The 36 and then the 36 and then and 30 what? And 36 and 48. So maybe let us say so that for the sake of, because all of us we are doing it, let us try to let us say that yenye inaanza ni 36, so lazima kwanza 36 ikuwe hapo, and then kama ni 36, so if we need to use like for example incremental ikuwe like kama tunafaa to increase by 2 months ama to increase by 4 months, provided the 48, the 60 and the 6 and 36 will be captured. So maybe wacha tuseme the 36 maybe plus 4, then I press enter, so I can see a 40 is there, and then I can drag downwards. So up to there, I've seen, I've captured, have I captured for 48 somewhere? Yes, I can see I have 48, I have 60, and then I have 36. What of if I say, my incremental, let me say incremental yangu equal 2. What about that? So 36 plus 2. Then I press enter. Then 38. Then if I drag downwards, I can drag downwards. So it can still what? It can still give me the right answer. It can give me the right answer. So, unaona inanipea more information. It gives me so many details, so many information. Mark, you know that we can as well find out this, the answers for 35, 34, you know, like that. So I'm suggesting let our incremental, so let us say our term incremental months is, let it be 2. Let it be 2. I don't think whether it is necessary, but wacha tu tuweke. So wacha tuweke tu for the sake of you know, for the sake of the uniformity of whatever we are doing. So nitakuja hapa niseme, no, let it be 4. Actually, let it be 4. Because hatutaki mambo mingi, so let it be 4. So nikikuja hapa equal sign. Anyway, I can as well use another method where I will right click. I'll drag it downwards and then rudi backward and then uachilie. And then nikuje kwa field series. So I'm waiting for a window to appear. Or okay, I can as well click here and then nikuje straight away here. I don't know whether mnaona. Yeah, nikuje kwa series. And then nikisha kuja kwa series nikuje, the incremental is 4. And then inaifaa isimamie 60. Then I press enter. Okay, I didn't specify kama ni supposed to be column or the row wise. So I'll repeat. Series. My incremental value is 4. And then to what? 260. And then it should be column. And then I click OK. And then that is it. That should not bother you. You can as well type it. That should not be something which is bothering you. And then now we go to the next thing, because we have also the what? We go to the interest rate. So that one should now be applicable in the what? We shall apply that down there in our what? We should apply it here. So the first one is 13. as I can see, it is 13. Is it 13? Is it 13? Is it 13? So, yeah, 13. So it is 13%. It is 13%. So 13%, maybe this one to say the interest. We can say the yearly incremental rate, the yearly incremental rate is maybe 1. Yearly incremental rate, incremental rate is 1%. Is what? Is 1%. Is 1%. Like that. So now I will come here and then equal sign, and then this plus the 1 plus 1% plus 1%, and I press enter. So, and then if you don't need decimal places, I told you, you reduce it here. So it is 14. And then it's supposed to go up to where? Supposed to go up to where, students? Supposed to go up to 18. Supposed to go up to 18. So this one, 17, and then 18. So that is it. So we have up to 18. Na hii fundi yangu iko nakaa funny funny. I don't know why inakaa hivyo. Yeah, I think it is okay now. So, and then from there, now, we need now to do what? To come up with our 2 variable data table. So maybe, first of all, I can come here, and then I'll go to the data, and then whatever analysis students, and then so under the whatever analysis, since it is a 2 variable data table, it means that we have the row input cell, and then we have the column input cell. So our row input cell is what? Is the rate. The rate is actually, you select the rate per annum. Make sure that you select the rate per annum. That is the 15%. And then for the column cells, okay. Yes. And then for the column, that is the terms, we'll be selecting what? The 48. We'll be selecting the 48. And then I simply click OK. If I click OK, you can see I have some zeros. The reason why I have some zeros there is because sijaweka kitu ingine. Na hiyo kitu ingine sijaiweka is that what I need is this. Navaa niweke this payment per month here. If I put it here, that is, you can see I have my answers there. You can see I have my answers there. That is my answers, students. And then also, I still remember teaching you people on how to set the cell to be automatic. So that ukitype kitu inajiadjust, si lazima tu double click tukifanya anything, unaona? So kufanya hiyo every now and then it is sometimes tedious. So hii maandishi yetu inakaa vibaya, wacha niweke tu the automatic color, that is black, and then ito hii bold, sijui, it is the font type ndio nimeweka ikakuwa hivyo. So wacha niweke Calabri body. Yes. And then okay, so that is it now. So here we have the rate, of which we have captured it vizuri sana. And then we have the terms. We have the terms, students. We have the terms. So now we go back to our question. We go back to our question. So use the two-way data table to determine which option would be the most favorable to the investor. Which is the most favorable for the investor? So for this case, we are interested in the amount which is, the amounts which is less. The amount yenye iko less yenye investor yenye itakuwa analipa from the three options. Ile pesa yenye nalipa monthly yenye itakuwa kidogo, that will be the what? The advice will advise the investor to go. So now let us go back to our what? Let us go back to our question. Let us go back to our question. And then I wanted it to make it a way. So we go to the option number one. The option number one is that the option number one, as you can see there, the option number one, maybe if you wanted to see it vizuri, una auto-rotate your screen if you are using the phone. But if you are using the desktop, I think that one you are okay. If you are using that one, you are okay. Kidogo to students, kidogo. There is something I'm doing here. There is something I'm trying to sort out. Not concerning to your class, but there is something I'm doing here. Kidogo to less than 2 minutes. Okay, so I think it's okay. We can continue. So if you can see that options there, we have option number one is the annual rate is what? Is 15. So 15 to hapa 15. And then the terms is what? Is 48. So nitakuja mpaka haka. Nyakio Maina, uko na swali? Nimeona umeraise your hand ama ni accident?
Yeah, unaweza rudi hapo kwa what if, because we are trying to use two screens at the same time, see what you're doing and also work it out. Hapo umekimbia kiasi.
Rita, unatumia machine eh?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is your question?
So that you populate the table.
Okay. So kupopulate the table sasa, but kuweka hizo variables, kuweka the variable ya terms na variable ya interest rate iko sawa?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. So I will delete. And then once I've deleted, Nyakio, can you mute yourself kidogo ndio at least if you have an issue unajia-mute tu. Ebu mute because nasikia background sound. Okay, so you can as well this no. I think this one I've done it wrongly. Hata nimefanya vizuri. So this was wrongly. So the amount yenye ningefaa niweke it is this amount. So that was the amount, not the total to repay loan. And I'm sorry, there is something nilikuwa ni mistake I've done. Niliselect the total to repay loan instead of the monthly payment. So now nitakuja kuselect like the way I'm selecting, and then nikuje kwa data, and then nikuje kwa whatever analysis, So whatever analysis, I'll come to the data tables. And then this data table, as we had said, that's a data table. We have only two types of data table. One variable data table, we deal only with one variable, whether it is a column wise, whether it is a row wise, it is one. And then we have also the two input cells, that is two variables. So it is both. In data table only tuko na two input cells, the row input cell and then the column input cell. So tukasema hapa the row input cell is what? Is the rate. And then the rate, it is the rate per annum. And then also tukakuja kwa column input. This column input is the what? Is the terms. So tutakuja kuweka not the 4 years, tutaweka the 48 months. And then I click OK. And then that is my answer, students. And then that is our answer. So I've already populated. Nyakio Maina, iko sawa sasa?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, it's okay.
Okay, thank you. So now hapa sasa ndio tutakuja kufanya nini? Kuangalia the what as per the questions. So we need to malizana na hii question and then we go to the loan amortization. So we need to understand these things, and then if you don't understand, wewe uliza swali. Hata ukiuliza, if you interrupt, class yenye watu wanauliza maswali, that is a very good class. Na class unajua ni watu. Kuna mtu anaweza weka simu yake tena aende, wewe unaona ako class lakini akonafanya mambo zake. So now tuanzie the option number 1. The option number 1, the rate is 15, which is here. And then na terms it is 48. So nitakuja mpaka 48 mpaka somewhere here. So maybe I can color it differently. Maybe naweza weka kakala kama hiyo. That is option number 1. So mtu akienda option number 1, so inamaanisha atakuwa nalipa tu kama ile yenye tulikuwa tumefanya before. And then option number 2 is 18. The rate is 18. And then the terms is 60. So nitakuja mpaka haka, and then also tutaiangalia tuone. I think you can see from your end. And then now we have another option, the last option. And then our last option, students, is the one for what? Is the option number 3. The option number 3 is the 13, and then the terms is 36, which is here. So let me ask you, Nyakio Maina, or so which one is the favorable? Which one is the favorable for the investor? Nikani uta advise investor now, I adapt. Which model? I mean the model, the interest, and then the terms. You know that I had said that tunaangalia tukisema the favorable ni ile, at least utalipa na utapaki na kakitu. Unaona? Yenye utalipa unapaki na kakitu. So unajua option number 1 ni 50 million. Option number 2 is 41 million. And then option number no. Just inaangalia tu kwa unaona the option number 3. The option number 3, Rita Kanja, it is option number 3. So the best answer is the option. Really? I don't think so.
True.
It is option number 2. It is option number 2. Option number 2, which interest rate is what? Is 18, and then which is 18, and then the terms is 60. Unaweza niuliza kwa namna. So this is the answer. This is actually the correct answer. This is the correct answer. This is the correct answer. This is the correct answer. And then you make sure that when you are answering those questions, students, ukijibu hizo maswali, ujibu kama mwanafunzi anajua kenye, kama mwalimu wake alimfunza anajua ni nini anafanya. So uta explain that, you just explain that, uta explain that the favorable what answer is 38 because blah blah. You can just give your own reasons why unasema ni hivyo. Hiyo ka screen ya poda imetoka, students? Imetoka? There is that screen yenye nilikuwa nimeweka kapoda. So naona from sijui kwa nini imeang. And then okay, I think it's okay. It's okay now. It's okay now. We can continue. Am I audible? Am I audible? Am I audible? Because I can see from my screen that there is somewhere I've said that it is visible from your end, but na sauti inasikika. Maybe somebody can assist you. Yeah, okay. Na sasa students, amuchalete assignment yangu. Sasa nikiwapatia assignment, mnasema assignment is not very important. Nimepata tu assignment ya wanafunzi wawili. Only 2 students na wanajijua ni nani.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
You repeat that number again because the number you said, I tried sending the assignment, it didn't go through. So maybe you send the number again there.
Okay. So now what I will be doing, mtu akifanya assignment mzuri unamtumia. So the 2 students tawatumia na hizo solutions here is ile za kukeskesa it is just the answers for the theory. I'm saying that so that we can ikifika tukifanya exam tutakuwa tumefanya hizo papers zingine zote because it's about 4. Kuna ya 2022 pilot, kuna ya December, hiyo December 2022, we have ya 2023 April, we have ya August, na hii yenye unaona sasa ni ngapi? It is simply only 4 sittings. So tukijua hizo theory zote, it means that least at all any other cost, hata wakiulizwa swali yenye wanauliza kiasi kana, at least we have an idea. We have an idea. And then I hope also you have mtumie ile software. Ile software mali nyinyi mmefikia ni ile kiwango ya university, so those are the softwares the university students use, but it is not advisable. It is not advisable because ina make mtu akuwe lazy, hawezi fanya research. So but inakusaidia in a way when you are doing a summary. So the number is 0727 then 554439. That is my number. That is my personal number. You will get me through this number with only one reason, sending the assignment, nothing else. Hakuna kitu ingine, ni assignment tu peke yake. Ni assignment ya wanafunzi wangu. So ni assignment, and then also if you have a question, yenye unaona inakusumbua na maybe hukuelewa hata kwa class, don't hesitate to ask me. Nitakusaidia. I will also assist you. Okay, so that is it. Let us now continue with what we were doing. So tushamalizana na hiyo swali. Tushamalizana na hiyo. So those 6 months, 6 buckets tushafanya, but najua tumefanya 1 hour. Tumefanya 1 hour because it was nilikuwa nawafundisha. So nataka sasa you people any question ikikuja na data tables, hiyo ni kitu mnaswaka kama kitu ingine. Data table tick, weke tick sasa. Any question to do with the data table hiyo utapata. Wata wakitulipatia the one variable, that one way data table, two way data table, we are okay. So I wanted us now to do what do we call a loan amortization. Nataka nitumie this data, this information we have here, tufanye the loan amortization, and then tukimalizana na loan amortization, tutafanya what do we call tutakuja back kwa data, and then tukuje kwa whatever analysis, turudie tufanye the call seek. We do the call seek. I don't know why. Oh, to do the call seek, and then we do the scenario. Then also we do the scenario. We do the scenario manager. 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 Okay, I'm getting the assignment for one more student. Nimepata assignment. Na kindly can you indicate because ikikuja kwangu inanionyesha hata jina ingine sijui ni gani. So una indicate ndio nijue ni mwanafunzi mgani. Unaona ni mzuri nijue. So maybe indicate your name. Is it Rita or ama ni nani? Monica. Okay. Thank you Monica. So nimepata ya Monica, nimepata ya Apple, nishapata ya Geoffrey. Ni hao wanafunzi watatu tu, imagine. Wow, the whole class. I don't know whether wengine wanasema it is not necessary ama ni time hawajapata, but the time will tell. So you can still send, it is not too late. So now I wanted us to be very keen here. So we need to go and do something else. So it is loan amortization. It is the loan amortization. It is loan amortization. It is loan amortization. So we need to do the loan amortization. So what I wanted us to do, nataka nitumie tu hii question bado. So na nataka tufanye pamoja. I wanted us, all of us, we do it together, students. Nataka tufanye hiyo kitu pamoja na nyinyi. Abdi, well received. Abdi, well received. I've received your assignment. Thank you very much. Now I'm happy, at least wanafunzi wangu wako sawa. So that at least even tukisacrifice Saturday, for the remaining days after the exam, unless ile siku mwalimu wa mwalimu mwingine mwenye anahandle hizi courses zingine akini request, but kama iko free we have to utilize it well. So nataka tutengeneze the loan amortization, na mutaangalia the loan amortization because it is not only for the sake of doing what, ya kupita exam, but also you can use it in the workplace. So maybe we can take a cup of water kidogo ndio unajua tumesoma for 1 hour and 17 minutes because tulianza class 4 sharp. So maybe we can, and then wacha tuende break for tuanze 5 to 4 minutes, 4 minutes, and then ndio tuchape mpaka hiyo time ingine, na tutamaliza tu 6 exactly because I have another class for the ICT from 6 to 8. So tutamaliza hiyo loan amortization and then tufanye call sick. It is possible, si vitu ngumu, lakini nao kwa apply whatever tutakuwa tunafanya kwa scenario manager na call sick tuta apply it on our next lesson, maybe on Saturday or Friday, because you understand on Thursday itakuwa ni we'll be concentrating on the theory part of it, tutakuwa tunafanya theory part of it, and then meanwhile you make sure that during that day utajaribu hizo maswali sote ukitumia the software I shared to you, so that ikifika Thursday itakuwa tu ni exchange notes, and then kila mtu tutakuwa tumemalizana na hizo vitu. So we go break for some few minutes and then I will be back. Okay, so I wanted us to continue. Wanted us to continue. We can continue now. So we need to come up with a loan amortization. This is the very simple. So what I would do, the first thing is that let me just capture the variables which are needed. So I should type here. Nataka tufanye pamoja the years. Then rate. And then period by year. Then period by here. And then also another component is that the total periods. The total periods. Then period rate. So this is the first component. And I hope we are doing it together. So we have the years. Okay, so and then the years here we are using this question. We are using this information. We are using this information. We are using this information. So the years for that case is 4 years. It is 4 years. It is 4 years. It is 4 years. And then apart from the 4 years, we have also the what? The rate. The rate per annum is 15%. And now how we are doing together, so that tukimaliza tumemalizana na we go to the next question. And then the total period is what? Total period is 48. Is 48. A period by year it is 12, sorry. This one is 48. You'll be paying that investment loan for 48 months. And then period rate, it is per annum, it is 0.0, 0.0125. That is the rate. Then and then the next thing, students, is that now period. So I'll also type the period. Which always we started with period 0, with year 0 or month 0. And then for our case, the first month, and then our months, it goes to what? It goes to, so I'll say equal sign 1 plus 1. Then now it is supposed to go to 48 months. I'll go to 48 months. Sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, instead of using that DD's work, the best way is we go for the series. And then series. To what? To 48 months. And then I make sure that it is a column. Then I click OK. Yeah, it is up to 48. I think it is okay. So maybe I can send Control Shift and then downwards, and then I center line. And then the next thing is what? Is the BMT payment. Is payment. And then we have the interest. We have the interest. And then we have the principal. We have the principal. Then we have the balance. We have the balance. So our balance as the first month, as by the first month, is 150 million. 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. So let us use a 1,000 separator so that we can see. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. So it is 150 million. So now we need to go and calculate the payment. So the payment is zile too. So equal sign. And then the BMT, of which the rate the rate is this one. And then the number of the periods is this one. And then the present value is negative what? Is negative the balance, which we have down it here. Then I click OK. Then that is it. That is my answer, students. Control Shift and then down. and then I center it, center line like that. So that is good. And then now, this payment per month, it is constant. It is constant, it will not change. And then maybe one of student can assist me in class. If you have a cell which doesn't change at all. So there is something we are supposed to do. What is that thing we need to do, students? What that thing we need to do if the cell is not changing? Otherwise, we'll not continue without doing something in that cell. So what are we supposed to do? I can see Magdalene somewhere. Sijui anasema nini? We need to lock. Yeah, we need to lock. How do we lock it, Magdalene? How do we lock it? Yes, we introduce a dollar sign. But unajua ukisema dollar sign unamaanisha nini ukisema dollar sign? So what do you mean by ukisema F4? So what we do by locking it, we introduce dollar sign and then introducing dollar sign by what? By pressing F4 to lock. Tukipress F4, nafaa nikuje hapa and then sorry, nitawaa nikuje hapa, I press F4. Locking, unasema ku lock the cells, eh? I lock everything. I will lock everything. Should I lock everything until hata hii namba ingine, hata the amount? Yes. So let me just see first if that is the case. So now, nafaa if I select shift and then select and then down, and then control D, my machine imejaribu kuhang, inajaribu kunitatiza kwa class. Sijakuelewa, unamsema loan is payable at the end of the period. Okay. So I think I have my answer. Ndio hiyo imekuja hivyo. Wow. Nimeselect. Oh, that is why it was very slow. Let me select A1, then I press enter. Then I will control shift and then this one, then delete. Then because we are deleting over 1,000, that is why it is taking time. So, and then this one, Let me just drag it like that. So hiyo loan per month yes change itakuwa the same mpaka siku yenye nini? Mpaka the 48 months. And then for us to calculate the interest, it is very simple. The interest is equal sign. Itakuwa equal sign. And then the interest, which we need also to lock it, which we are required to press F4 to lock it because it is constant, it doesn't change. And then now times the balance, which is this one. So that is the loan. So, and then for this here, we don't lock this. So I'll just press okay, and then I double click. So niki double click hiyo dash inamaanisha ni kama minus.
Please redo the last part for the interest.
Okay. So the interest, we have said that the interest, for us to calculate the interest, it is equal sign, and then we say it is the interest per month, which you already have it here, and then we lock it by pressing it F1. But if you are using a different machine, you will use the function, the Fn, and then the F4, and then times what? Times the balances. But for the balances, it is what? It is a relative. Inatumia relative cell reference. So what I mean by relative, inamaanisha it is what? In a chain. So I press enter, and then I do what? I double click. And then the principles, it means that if you need only the principal to determine this repayment per month, this one, it is inclusive the interest, minus what? Minus the interest. And then I press enter. So here, I will lock this because this one will not change. I press F4. The other things will be changing. And then I double click. And then for the balance is equals to the 150 amount minus the what? Minus the principal. Then I press enter. And then I still double click. And then now I'll be expecting, wow, very good work. So I'll be expecting there the what to be zero, to be the zero. And then that is the loan amortization, student. That is the loan amortization. That is the loan amortization. So provided captured this side imekuwa zero, ujue that is it. So by the end of what? By the end of everything, it will be zero. So it is as simple as that. It is as simple as that. So that is a loan amortization. That is a loan amortization. That is a loan amortization ZU. That is a loan amortization ZU. That is a loan amortization ZU. That is a loan amortization. Rita, you can ask the question, Rita.
Okay, thank you. Good evening.
Good evening, Rita.
I just have a question on, it's not on the procedure of the loan amortization,
Yes.
but it was more of the, what is it called? Is it, you see this up, just go up, scroll up, this, the years rate and period, how to make those information be centered aligned or something like that. Where did you go to?
To do what?
Like in the loan amortization, the first row, which states years, rate, period, per year, all that, you kind of centered, aligned that information. How did you go about it?
Okay.
Yeah.
So in fact, even I need to align all this. So even this one, I need to select all. I'll select the first cell, and then nika press Control Shift and then nika highlight. So it means that I've highlighted the what? nimeselect the data. You realize that nimeselect mpaka the last one. And then from there, nikakuja kwa alignment, ndio nikaweka center, and then also nika click center. As simple as that. And then click OK. Iko centered. Yeah, iko centered. Yeah, iko centered. Iko centered. So it is just highlighting it and then ukuje kwa alignment and then you center it written. Center it written. So we are done with the loan amortization unless there is a question. Unless there is a question, there is a suggestion, there is a complaint. So it is your time.
Mwalimu,
Hey,
I'm requesting if you can do an example of if a loan is paid in advance, how will the schedule look like?
or if the loan is paid in advance, eh?
Yes.
Ni nani? Ni Abdi?
No, this Victor.
Oh,
Tinda.
Victor, okay. So I'll prepare a data for that. Maybe I'll do it I will do it on Sunday. Nitaanzia hiyo on Sunday. Tukimaliza kenye tutakuwa tunafanya, I will do it on Sunday about kama loan imelipwa in advance, eh?
Yes.
Or okay. In advance, hebu ni explain vizuri nielewe Victor. So kama ulikuwa umeomba loan like 3 million na ukalipa aje
There is one that you, or maybe you pay at the beginning of every month, not at the end of the month.
Okay.
Yes.
Sawa sawa. So you make sure that you remind me. I'll do it next Sunday or Saturday because tumesema Saturday na Sunday ndio tutakuwa tunafanya hizi vitu. So but I'm not about that question. I'm not about that question. But now I wanted us to do one more thing before the time because I can see it is 10 minutes. Can we really do? I don't think. Because by 6 exactly niko na class ya ICT. So wacha tumalizie tu hapo. Wacha tumalizie hapo. At least we have done something. Tumefanya loan amortization. Tumefanya one variable data table. Tumejibu swali moja hapo. So maybe tuseme next Saturday early morning tutafanya scenario manager. We do the call seek. And then now, so that on Sunday, to solve that question of what is the other questions, but A and the part A of that question 23 of the pilot paper, you will be able to answer that question because tutatumia call seek na pato tutatumia the data table. So otherwise, you have good weekend. And then remember that there is a recording. If at all you need a recording, maybe you can go through something in your ukupata very clear. You make sure that you use the school's number to request for the recording as you have seen I've recorded. So thank you very much. Let us have a weekend. Let us meet on next week, Saturday. And then don't forget to do revision. Don't forget to go through the other unit, the other things we have not done, like financial reporting through the videos of Chuma. So thank you very much. So let us meet on Thursday next week.